My fight is always with finance because finance always wants to save on cost.
Why is it so hard to show ROI?
It's just about making a right story to your finance team, talking their language, talking their business.
What can people do to be more persuasive in their pitch to finance?
Healthcare and wellness was always traditionally taken a backseat.
How are those conversations generally with finance?
One of the USPs that I use is parental coverage. Mental well-being, basic OPD is taken care of by your organization. You see tremendous improvements in the employees.
What's the pitch there?
It's a hiring and retention tool both.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Close the Loop. I'm really excited for today's topic. I think it's one close to a lot of people's hearts, which is how people leaders and HR can really work and collaborate closely with finance. I think the second I say the word finance for a lot of our audience, I think it probably evokes mixed reactions. And so I'd love to, I think today we're going to understand why maybe the mixed reactions and how HRs can really figure out how to collaborate with their finance stakeholders and connect their work that they do, which is investing in people, improving performance, connect that work to measurable metrics and return on investment for the company. And today we have none other than Neha Verma, who's a people leader at Aeries Technology, who we're really glad to serve at Loop. And so thank you, Neha, for joining us.
Thank you so much.
So Neha, I think maybe just to start, if you can walk us through a little bit of your career journey.
I started my career with recruitments, hiring and talent acquisition. Then gradually moved on to HR operations and looking at my pulse and passion into employee wellness and all of it, I moved into managing compensation and benefits. So that's where financial piece comes with compensation and wellness piece comes with benefits.
Yeah, because comp and ben is one of the biggest components of cost of a company.
Right. So being more than 15 years almost managing compensation and benefits along with people operations.
So I think today, a bunch of topics that we're going to hit, and I want to get your opinion on these various areas. The first one is on ESOP. So ESOP is not something that every company offers, that every role gets, but it's a very important hiring tool in your compensation benefits toolkit. So how do you view ESOPs, and then maybe what's kind of your forward-looking take on how ESOPs can be used?
While ESOPs traditionally has been used to retain people or as a key retirement tool, if I may say so, way forward, if I to see it, it will be more of very flexible. It will be a basket of flexibility allowances. It will be depending on employee centricity. For example, for youngsters, it will be with earlier vesting schedules, unlike the traditional late vesting and all of it. Equity will be aligned to individuals' personal goals, personal financial goals. It will also be aligned to the career levels. So I see it will be more flexible, more modern ESOPs with multiple benefits, multiple options to choose for employees. So that's where I see ESOPs.
How do you see that kind of happening? Maybe at Aeries, maybe outside, but how have you seen companies take their first steps in that direction? Is there something that people can start with?
So people have already started planning these vesting schedules and all of it, early vesting, early liquidity, and all of these. Already they have started doing research on all of this, and with AI coming in, a lot of data-driven statistics is already available. Aeries is listed company, so they have also started it, but not to the frequency. But again, we are also doing analysis on how we can have our junior folks also have this ESOPs at a discounted rate so that they feel attracted to invest.
And how do you, obviously a huge part of benefits, whether they're health benefits or monetary benefits like ESOPs, is marketing and creating awareness. What's it been like, I think, trying to create awareness for this concept of an ESOP? Because I think for a lot of people, it feels like funny money or something that's not real or tangible.
The company that I am working or in the past, I have seen there are financial literacy education programs that are arranged by the companies. Before even launching the ESOP program for the company, there is a pilot run that what it will look like to you, what is coming on your way. If it is at a 20% at discounted rate, what is the market rate? How it will benefit you from 3 years, 5 years and 10 years investment point of view. So for a lot of people with ESOPs, there is more educational literacy, financial literacy that is coming through.
And then maybe moving over to health benefits, right? I think every company, especially post-COVID, knows that health benefits are meaningful. All of us, if we've not claimed we feel that peace of mind because we have some kind of coverage for a rainy day. One of the biggest things is, HR people leaders want to advocate for more spend on health benefits, right? And that may be justified in a lot of cases, but sometimes it's a hard case to make to finance.
Mental health and physical health play equally important role in individuals' performance. It also helps them balance their work life. When I say work life, it helps them balance their professional life and personal life. So if your mental well-being is taken care by your organization, there will be a definitely enhanced productivity and increased efficiency. Now it becomes difficult for HR leaders to justify to finance. The reason being healthcare and wellness was always traditionally taken a back seat. But now if you see post-COVID times with the hybrid working, you see the people are available more than 12 hours. Earlier it was 9 to 6 job, after 6 nobody used to work also. But because their well-being is taken care in a way that they are getting this flexibility, they are getting a family time also, at the same time they are working. A lot of people you see working with their kids. So mental well-being is taken care, and that's where we see enhanced productivity. So if with the help of AI or any other metrics that the HR can present, or there are so many dashboards, wellness dashboards that are coming through, analysis, sentiment analysis, right? The ratio of how many counseling sessions are happening, right? If HR can present these dashboards and justify, I think it's an easy bit to sell with finance. It's just about how well you present your data on reduced absenteeism, increased productivity, enhanced turnover, retention policies for that matter. If you go for hiring, right, first question people always ask is, do you have a hybrid working option, right? If it is work from office, if it is work from home, they choose hybrid versus any other. Because completely hybrid is also not helpful because you stay in isolation. When you come to office, you have a different entity to meet with your colleagues and everything. So again, it's a well-being.
Yeah.
So it's a collaboration that you see, and it's a family. So both are balanced out. So your work life is taken care of.
You mentioned, for example, reduced absenteeism, right? We have an audience of lots of mid-level and senior HR leaders, right, who may be struggling to draw that connection, right? Can you help them draw that connection between, say, the health insurance benefits that they're offering, other benefits they're offering, and reduced absenteeism, and how to make that case? Because I think a lot of finance folks, stakeholders, will sometimes say it's not a direct causation, maybe it's a correlation.
If your mental well-being or insurance is taken care, like for example OPD benefits, if your basic OPD is taken care of, you see tremendous improvements in the employees because they know that my OPD is taken care of, so I am relaxed. Because the biggest hit today to employees' pocket is medical expenses. So when evaluating an offer, a person will definitely ask what are the benefits that you are offering. Salary is one part of it, and today's generation, they don't learn to have too much of savings, but the expenses towards the hospitalization are way too much.
Yeah, and you touched on OPD. I think that's probably the next thing that lots of companies want to offer. That's what people are preparing right now to make a good pitch to the management as to, this is the next benefit we need, right? Just on OPD, what's the pitch there? How do you really sell that to your finance stakeholders or management?
OPD selling, it's a little difficult task because OPD premium is little high. But again, if you sell OPD, it is the cost that you are saving on the hiring, cost per hire, because a lot of people don't move jobs because of the OPD coverage not many companies are offering. And with the children, growing children, there is always a dental or a vision with the elder parents. Elder parents will have vision related issues and younger children will have dental related issues. So these two are primarily taken care by your OPD. Unlike US, there is a separate dental and vision policy we don't have in India. That's where our OPD pitch helps, straightforward. And our insurance claims also get reduced because you're offering OPD benefits. Employees tend to go and take the consultations before anything hits. Otherwise, I've seen a lot of people, in some of my case, in my past history, I've seen one employee got 4 heart attacks in a same day. Thankfully, by God's grace, he got saved. But if there is a preventive health checkup, which is a part of OPD again, the employee is bound to utilize that because it's a benefit that company is offering me, right? Health checkup is a part of my OPD. I am, as a company policy, expected to take a health checkup every year. So that will tell me what is my pulse, what is my blood pressure, where am my sugar hitting. Yeah, that's where I sell this to my finance. Like, look, health checkup is equally important. You need to know if you have right people or if they are having any health issues.
Maybe we've heard about a couple examples now. Maybe stepping back, I think, why is this topic one that's so important to you?
So I've been working 10 years on compensation and benefits, and my fight is always with finance because finance always wants to save on cost. And the cost cutting, biggest cost cutting comes from the employee success programs, may it be L&D initiatives, may it be healthcare initiatives, because these are the two major expenses from HR point of view to finance. And that's where it's always a fight to convince finance and sell finance like, look, employee well-being is not an expense, it's a productivity enhancement tool.
What is, in your specific example, right? It's a productivity enhancement tool. What are some of the other unique cases you've been able to sell? You know, we heard about it for OPD. We've heard about it for reduced absenteeism. Any other examples of productivity that you've been able to showcase to them?
Some of the one of the USPs that I use is parental coverage. Again, not many companies offer. Even companies are offering at a cost. Some of the employees have, some companies offer where employees have to pay and take the parental cover.
Yeah.
That option is also okay as long as your parents are getting covered. Because with aging parents, there are always sickness elements that comes in. So if the company can take care of the parental coverage premium, it will be again best that people, it's a hiring and retention tool both.
I think parental is huge. Maybe 6-7 years ago, when premiums were reasonable for parents in the retail market, it was fine. But I think today, it's completely untenable.
Right, and pre-existing diseases are not covered. Again, if you have to take a retail policy from the market, they have to go hell of checks. And then if there are any existing diseases, there is a waiting period. So all of it is there. So if companies can provide, even if it is at a paid premium, it is helpful from employee hiring and retention, both the perspectives.
Yeah, so better able to attract talent, retain talent. So.
Yes.
And have you been able to make a clear case that these things directly cause retention or lower attrition? What has that been like?
Lower attrition, definitely it helps. And when attracting talent, we sell USPs are that, okay, we have this many insurance, we have parental coverage, we have OPD, all of your expense, where you see that expense is going to come, is taken care by the company. It's only that you're earning for your bread and butter.
So these are lots of benefits, lots of programs. We're delivering these to thousands of employees. We need tools and technology, right? How do you think HRMS will evolve now with AI to make sure we can do better reporting, better compliance, and work better with finance teams? How can this tool really help?
Today's HRIMS is HRMS. Now with AI coming in, these are real-time auditing tools. With AI repeatedly rechecking your algorithm, it will raise all the flags, it will give the data analytics to the most accurate. It will also help reduce the manpower. The HR administrative time that was going into making the Excel pivots, all of this will be taken care by HRMS because it has our employee data and the AI supported analytics. So I see HRMS tools as a backbone of compliance. Preferably it will audit the tool. It will give the flags raised earlier, that if something is popping up, it will raise the flag. If something is not popping up, then also it will raise the flag. That this was supposed to happen looking at the historical data, but it is not happening. So if somebody has been detected with some disease in the previous health checkup and it is coming as repetition, then there is a flag that, okay, this person's BP is continuously coming as high in every health checkup. Yeah. So there is a flag, right?
But
maybe
we're not there today. I think
yeah,
HRMS
we're not
systems
there.
are definitely not integrating
Correct.
health data.
Correct. So maybe with AI or maybe with the insurance apps integrated with AI, HRMS, everything integrated in future, all of these matrices will help us evaluate and raise the flags to be more preventive.
Yeah. I think definitely combining absenteeism data and health data.
I see future data, everything will be in
very interesting
collaboration with all apps talking to each other. It cannot be that, okay, one app is not talking and performing in isolation.
Yeah, I think, and it's like a big vendor ecosystem that exists to probably.
And if it doesn't exist, I'm sure there is some work in the backend that must be going on all of these things.
Yeah. Part of it is also, I think, for the HR fraternity to build the muscle of storytelling and creating a compelling pitch, right? how can HR leaders become like storytellers to finance, right? How can they get better at improving that skill of communication, of thinking about ROI? How does a young, say, new up and coming HR build that skill over time?
If you're part of HR, you're already born with a storytelling skill. Okay, because HR is people's person, right? It's just about making a right story to your finance team. So talking their language, talking their business, right? How you scale on the ROI, right? Which matrices will help, what every rupee spent is going which part of the optimization, if I may say so. What is increasing with this spend? So if you start talking this language and present a real case scenario supported by data that look, we invested, say for example, I'll take again an example of OPD only. I invested X amount in OPD and see my matrice is going here. My sick leaves are reduced drastically by these many days because people have taken the health checkups. As a result, they've already taken the medicines and they are bang on their work. So my statistics is very clear that with X amount of premium, I'm saving Y amount of leaves.
That's not really, the math is not too complicated. It's just about putting yourself in their
Correct.
shoes and framing it from that perspective.
Right. And thinking from their minds and again aligning the business objectives. What does business want? Right? Their teams to be healthy, their teams to be thinking, right? Their teams to be on top of everything. So if we give the right data-driven support, but data-driven matrices to the finance team and build a strong case, I'm sure it's a big and good story to sell.
So maybe part of it is also educating them that the expectations of today's workforce are not the same as maybe when they were
Right.
starting out.
And it's not only today about ESAT score, it also hits your CSAT scores directly. If your ESAT is great, your CSAT will also be great.
I think we're all trying to find ways of drawing straight line connections.
Right. So to your point, story is about how you want to present your case or how keen are you presenting your case to whosoever is a stakeholder.
No, I think that's really wise. We were able to touch on a bunch of different areas. Is there any final concluding message that you have maybe for the listeners? Any advice for them as they navigate the boardroom and these management?
In future, if you ask me, as an HR leader, I would like to give choice to the employee, right? Choice of making decision on investing in your ESOPs, where do you want to invest? Choice on giving the insurance benefit baskets, like, okay, what do you want to choose between multiple options? Okay, OPD higher, insurance higher, parental coverage higher. You can, like a flex benefit. Earlier, you used to have flexible benefits in income tax. Similar to that, employees get benefits basket. So choices on an employee, like how you want to pick and choose your employee benefits before you even take an offer.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. We've been able to touch on a bunch of different things. So thanks so much, Neha, for joining us, and excited to keep working with you guys and maybe come up with more flexibility in your plans, and hopefully we can have you on again.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure talking.
Likewise.